Guys, my favorite kindergartners. This is lesson 143 for Mom and Dad, 143. So we're going to start off today with something a little bit different. We're going to talk about categories. Sometimes when we talk about categories, that's just a big word. That means putting things in their groups, okay? And if we put things in a category, like if we have a bunch of colors in our hand and we say we want to put them in their category, then we would put them down like this. So, Zach, come close here. We have purple, yellow, orange, and green. Do you see what I did? I put them in their own group. So the oranges go together, and then if I want to pull out more erasers, wait, let me see if I have any more erasers. If I pull out more erasers out of my drawer, and let's see what color I pull out. Oh, look, I pulled out another orange, so we're going to put there in that category with the color orange. So that's one way that we can do categories. There's another way that we can figure out different categories, and that is living and not living, okay? So sometimes there are objects that don't change, they don't grow, they don't breathe, they stay the same all the time no matter what. And that's called a thing or an object. So right here I have a couple of objects. I have a candle. This candle isn't a thing because it's not going to change. It's not going to grow. I can't water it and anything bloom out of it. So nothing's happening there. So it's just an object. It's just a thing. Then I have a rock, my awesome Quinn rock that Quinn made for me. And this rock is going to stay the same. Look, it's always going to be a rock. It's never going to change away from a rock. So it's just a rock. And you know what? It's just a thing. I bet a lot of you have been using this around your house. This, yeah, we've been using it a lot at our house too. This sanitizer is always going to be sanitizer. Now it might go away because we use it, but the bottle of sanitizer is always going to be a bottle of sanitizer. This is a thing. But there are some things that are living. Like, let's go over here, Zach. Look over here. We'll find some living things over here, although she's not acting like it very much right now. That is Miss Callie, and you know what? Callie is not a thing. Do you know how I know she's not a thing? Look, she wants to bite my finger. She wants me to feed her something. And so she's not a thing because you know what? She's moving and she's breathing and she drinks this water and that helps her to grow. Look, she thinks I'm going to feed her and get her out. I'm not, Callie. You're staying there. But she is not a thing. She is alive. She is living. Sometimes we have things that, oh, look what else I found. Is this a thing? Is that a thing? Nope, that's not a thing. That's Lacey. She's breathing, she's living, she's alive, she's not a thing. Now the guinea pigs think I'm gonna feed them. Nope, not feeding you just because I was talking to you. So let's go look over here. Look who's looking out my window. Look who's looking out my window. Cooper Bear. And don't tell him this, but he's a thing because he's not alive. He's not breathing. We pretend like he is sometimes, but he's not. He's just a thing. So he is very different from Lacey. He likes to look out the window. He is very different from Lacey. But, let's go this way. So there's sometimes we're going to pass through the kitchen, see some things in here, like, what's this? It's an apple. Guess what? This apple is not alive. It's not going to change. It might die eventually or rot, but it's still an apple. It's just going to be an apple. Now, there's some things that they might try to trick you with because we're going to try to go outside, but Mrs. Snow has a horrible time with that door. Let's go outside. Follow me. Do you see my shed out there? That's my shed. And that is not alive. That is a thing. But right next to it is a very big tree. And do you know what? That tree doesn't breathe, but it's living. Do you know why? Because it's growing and it's changing. Just last week, Brother Randy took some big weed cutters and went out there and trimmed the tree because it was getting too big and bushy. So we had to trim it down. And that means that tree is alive. Now we can't talk to it, but it's still in the category of living because it changes and it grows, and it's something that Jesus made that will grow and change. So I think that's pretty cool if you ask me. So let's go back in here. We'll go right back in here, and remember, there's a lot of things that are living, like Miss Minnie, who's come over here now because she thought we were bringing her food, and Miss Callie, they're living, they're alive, but their water bottle, it's not. There's nothing about this. It's not alive. It's not living. So we know the difference now between living and not living. And I think that's pretty cool. Whenever you do your Think and Learn paper today, it's gonna have all kinds of things on there. And then you have to figure out which thing on there is living and what's not living. Now, before we go, we have one other thing. I wanted to show you this because it's really super cool. But I can't find it. It is a new special sound. Oh, we love our new special sounds. See, our old special sound said OW, says ow, 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 as in out. But our new one is a little tricky. You know why? It's different letters that make the same sound as OU. It's a little bit confusing, but it's actually good because it's one less thing you have to memorize. OW says ow, ow, ow. This is the way you would spell it if you pinched your finger. You would say, ow! If I was over there and stuck my finger in there and Callie thought I was feeding her, she would bite it and I would say, ow! And you know how I would spell it? OW. Ow! Because OW says ow, 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 as in owl. OW says ow, 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 as in owl. That's our new one that you need to practice with Mom and Dad. So maybe they can come up with some words. You want a screenshot or a shot of this? These are some words you can write down, Mom and Dad, that they can read later to you. Okay, and the other thing we were gonna do is remember, if you have numbers and you have a whole bunch of numbers, Lisa, can you plug me in? Then if you have a whole bunch of numbers, sometimes your book is gonna ask you to put them in order from smallest to largest. And so if that happens and you have to take that in the kitchen and plug it in. If you have to do that, just remember smallest just means the smallest number. So if you have, go ahead. If you have 5, 2, and 7, which one is the smallest? Which one is the least? 5, 2, and 7. Zach says it's 2. Do you think that's right? You're right. 2 is the smallest. So which one would be the biggest? 5, 2, and 7. Zach, do you know?
It's 7.
He's right, it's 7. So remember, if it asks you about the least number, that means the smallest number. And the greatest number is the biggest number. So if you get asked that, that's what you can remember. Remember that if you have the numbers 9 and 7, 9 is bigger and 7 is smallest. 7 is more than any of the numbers before it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just have to remember what those words least, greatest, and more mean. And maybe Mommy and Daddy can talk to you a little bit more about that so you can remember it. Before I go, hey Zach, you want to help us count by 2s all the way to 20? Okay. Yesterday, Porky and Sammy tried to help us, but who's Porky? Lacey just asked who Porky was. What in the world, Lacey? Hey, Lacey, I'm going to show you. Okay, show them what Lacey's doing right now. Lacey, tell them what you're doing right now.
I'm making slime.
Lacey always makes slime. Maybe we should do a video on Lacey making slime because she is really good at it and she would like to teach you all about it sometime, wouldn't you, Lacey? Mm-hmm. She's good at teaching too.
Almost out of glue. I only have one more.
Oh, almost out of glue and we're in quarantine. What are we gonna ever do with that? Okay. Hey, Porky. Are you ready? Yes! Wow, that sounded pretty sad there, Porky.
I think you said Porky.
Porky, not Forky. All right, let's see if he can do it today, okay? Are you ready, Porky? All right, he says he can count by 2. Do you know why, Zach? Because he has 2 dots on his nose. So that's why he's good at counting at twos. All right, are you ready, Porky? Ready? Okay, here he goes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20! I remembered 20 that time. Good job, Porky. You remembered 20 that time. We're going to have to tell Sammy that you did a really good job, okay? Okay, I think I'm going to go call him and tell him that I did a really good job counting by twos. Okay, do you think that's a good idea, guys? Should he go call Sammy and tell him?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, you go tell Sammy and we'll see you later, okay? Okay, bye, guys. That was pretty impressive. I think he did a pretty good job, if you ask me. I don't know. At least he didn't say 19 this time, because 19 is not one of the ones that we count. Well, guys, thanks. And let's tell Zach and Lacey and Porky thank you today for coming and helping us with our video. So we'll see you guys later. I love you guys. Miss you so much.